Welcome back to CoderReborn. In this lesson, we are going to learn about one of the most important parts of Android development: layouts. A layout is what controls how things are arranged on the screen. For example, where your buttons go, where your text appears, and how different elements fit together. Understanding layouts is the foundation of building any Android app. Let's start with the most common ones. The first is layout. In a linear layout, elements are placed one after another in a straight line. You can arrange them vertically, from top to bottom, or horizontally, from left to right. Think of it like stacking blocks in a row. This is great when you want things to be ordered in a simple line. The second is relative layout. Each element can be positioned relative to another element, or relative to the parent screen. For example, you can say, place this button to the right of that text, or place this image below that title. This gives you more flexibility compared to linear layout. The third is constraint layout. Constraint layout is the modern way to design Android screens. Here, you connect each element with constraints, which define how they should stick to the edges or to other elements. It might feel a little tricky at first, but it is powerful because you can create complex designs with fewer nested layouts. Constraint layout is also better for performance, which is why it is recommended for most new apps. To practice, let's click on the App folder, then Res, and then Layout. Now open the activity main.xml file. After opening, you'll see that Constraint Layout is set as the default. We need to change it to Linear Layout, since we're going to practice with Linear Layout first. To change it, simply remove the text Constraint Layout and replace it with Linear Layout. Just type Linear and you'll see the option to select Linear Layout. Go ahead and select it. Once that's done, let's add a button for testing. We won't discuss much about buttons here because this video is mainly about layouts. We'll learn more about buttons later. For now, just create a button. Type in button and you'll see the option appear. For width, select Wrap Content, and do the same for height. Now set the button text. We'll name it Button 1. And then close the button tag. Next, give it an ID. Type in ID, and you'll see the system automatically fill in the details. Select ID and name it however you like. We'll call it BTN1ID. Now, let's create another button. Do the same as the first one and give it an ID as well. On the screen, you'll see we have two buttons next to each other horizontally. We can make them appear vertically too. To do that, go to Linear Layout and add Orientation, then change it to Vertical. Now you'll see the buttons arranged vertically. You can also change the orientation back to horizontal. And that's how linear layouts works. It lets you arrange items either vertically or horizontally. Next, let's try relative layout. We'll do the same thing as before. Remove linear layout and type in relative layout. You'll see the system automatically suggest it. Just select it. Now, you'll notice that relative layout gives you more control over positioning. At first, you'll see the buttons overlap because we haven't set their positions yet. Let's fix that. Suppose we want to put button 2 below button 1. Just type in Layout below and select it. Then enter the ID of the button you want it to be below. In our case, we'll use button 1's ID, and now button 2 will move below button 1. That's how relative layout gives you control over placement. You can also move button 2 next to button 1. To do that, type in layout to end of, then select button 1's ID. Now button 2 will move to the right side of button 1. And the same works the other way around. You can move button 1 below button 2. Just type layout below, put in button 2's ID, and you'll see button 1 move below button 2. And that's the power of relative layout. You can position elements relative to each other, either below, above, or next to one another.
Finally, try ConstraintLayout. We rename the layout to ConstraintLayout now, and remove the buttons as well. In this layout, we can drag the text view or the button anywhere to the screen as we want. Drag a button onto the screen. First, switch to Design Mode. At the top, you can see this icon. If you click it, you can enter the design mode, and you can also switch back to code if you simply click this icon beside the design icon. You have a try. And after, we go to Design page. Now, on the left, you will see option for text buttons and so on. If you can't see, then simply click on Palette and the options will appear. Now from here, click Button, and then drag a button into the screen. You can see you can move it anywhere on the screen so easily, and place it anywhere you want. You will see little circles around it. These are constraints. Connect the top of the button to the top of the parent. Connect the bottom constraint, and as well, connect the left and right sides to the parent. Now the button stays in the center. You can also do the same for the text view. You can move the text view anywhere of the screen and connect the constraints as well. Layouts may look a little confusing at first, but with practice, they become second nature. Remember, linear layout is for simple stacking, relative layout is for flexible positioning, and constraint layout is the modern standard for complex designs. In the upcoming classes, we will combine layouts with text views and buttons to start making interactive apps. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel for our future uploads. See you guys in the next video.